The subject of this panel is about the future economic and trade prospects of the OIC region. To pave the ground for the further discussion, let me just take a minute to talk about the OIC. The OIC is the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. It is the second largest intergovernmental organization in the world after the United Nations, and it has a membership of 57 Islamic countries spread over 4 continents. So what does this tell us about those member countries? First, they have a lot of things in common, and one reason for that is that they are all developing countries. And for that reason, a lot of the challenges that they face are common challenges. But at the same time, although they're all developing countries, there's a huge variance among them in terms of human development, social development, economical development. Due to this variance, this group is not a homogeneous group. But this gives a lot of opportunities for them to complement each other and to help each other in different areas where they have competencies and they have expertise. So this is the other part, which is the opportunities. So both those challenges and those opportunities really shape the future economic and trade prospects of the OIC region. But there's another dimension that was introduced recently, which is the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. Although it hit the whole world, it really impacted OIC countries much more, because OIC countries have less resilience and they have more vulnerabilities than the developed countries. Now, how will this affect the future of economic and trade in these member countries? We really, to talk about the long-term impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and the possible recovery paths, a lot of things are uncertain, but we know that this will shape the region for the years to come. Now, to discuss all those issues and more, today we are very fortunate to have assembled a great panel here. We have with us panelists who are really accomplished in their field, who come from different backgrounds and experiences, and I'm sure they will look at these issues from their own different angles. So without further ado, we would start with our first panelist, His Excellency, Mr. Niyazi Safarov, the Deputy Minister of Economy in the Republic of Azerbaijan. So, Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Teşekkür ederim söz verdiğinize göre. Bizim bugünkü tədbir iştirakçılarını da salamlayıram İqtisadiyyat Nazirliyi adından. Bugünkü mövzu əlbəttə çox aktual və önəmli bir mövzudur. Və bu baxımdan biz də Azərbaycanda İslam Əməkdaşlıq Təşkilatının regionun gələcək iqtisadi və ticarət perspektivlərində roluna olduqca böyük bir önəm veririk və bu məsələ qarşısında əlbəttə burada qeyd olunan kimi bir sıra çağırışlar var, amma eyni zamanda çağırışlarla da yanaşı bir sıra imkanlar və böyük perspektivlər var. Bununla əlaqədar mən qeyd etmək istərdim ki, bugün digər həmkarlarla birlikdə bu tədbirdə yer aldığıma görə məmnunluq hissi duyuram və inanıram ki, burada səslənən fikirlər və aparılan müzakirələr heyət çərçivəsində gələcək əməkdaşlığa öz töhfəsini verəcəkdir. İslam Əməkdaşlıq Təşkilatına üzv olan dövlətlərlə təşkilat çərçivəsində əməkdaşlıqla yanaşı, ikitərəfli formatda ticarət və investisiya əməkdaşlığının inkişaf etdirilməsi Azərbaycan Respublikası üçün böyük əhəmiyyətə malikdir. Bunu şərtləndirən əsas iqtisadi amillər coğrafi yaxınlıq, nəqliyyat, logistika imkanları, daima böyüyən istehlak bazarlarıdır. Azərbaycan öz coğrafi yerləşməsinə görə İslam ölkələrinə birbaşa çıxış imkanlarına malikdir. Və bu amil bizə ikitərəfli ticarət əlaqələrini inkişaf etdirməyə imkan verir. Digər tərəfdən, coğrafi aspekt bizə imkan verir ki, geniş mənada İslam dünyasının qərb ölkələri ilə ticarətinin genişləndirilməsinə töhfələr verək. Bunun üçün Azərbaycan ilk növbədə özünün nəqliyyat tranzit potensialını təqdim edir. Hazırda ölkəmizin ərazisindən şərq-qərb, şimal-cənub, cənub-qərb nəqliyyat dəhlizləri keçir. Azərbaycan bir sıra EAT üzv dövlətləri ilə Trans-Xəzər beynəlxalq nəqliyyat dəhlizinin inkişaf etdirilməsi sahəsində uğurlu əməkdaşlıq edir. Beynəlxalq nəqliyyat mərşrutlarının effektiv icrası üçün ölkəmizdə ciddi nəqliyyat infrastrukturu yaradılmışdır. Bakı-Tbilisi-Qars dəmir yolu, Bakı Beynəlxalq Dəniz Ticarət Limanı və ölkə ərazisində bir neçə beynəlxalq hava limanı bu zəncirin əsas həlqələridir. Azərbaycanın qlobal təchizat zəncirində rolunun və yerinin məhkəmləndirilməsi əsas hədəflərimizdəndir və bu mənada 1 iyul 2021-ci il tarixində Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti Cənab İlham Əliyev tərəfindən təməli qoyulan Ələt Azad İqtisadi Zonasının əhəmiyyətini vurğulamaq istəyirəm. Zonanın əsas üstünlüyü beynəlxalq nəqliyyat marşrutlarının üzərində yerləşməsidir və onun təqdim etdiyi logistik imkanlar onun iştirakçılarının təchizat zəncirində ciddi oyunçulara çevirə biləcəkdir. Ələt İqtisadi Zonasının 2022-ci ilin iyul ayından etibarən investorları qəbul etməyə hazır olacağı planlaşdırılır. Azərbaycan EAT üzvü dövlətləri ilə qarşılıqlı ticarət və investisiya əməkdaşlığında özünü etibarlı tərəfdaş kimi təqdim edir. Bizim bu ölkələrlə azad ticarət, sərmayenin qorunması və təşviqi, eləcə də ikiqat vergi tutmanın aradan qaldırılması sazişlərindən ibarət geniş müqavilə hüquq bazası mövcuddur. Bu günə qədər EAT-in 18 üzv dövləti ilə sərmayə sazişləri, 13 dövlət ilə isə ikiqat vergi tutma sazişləri imzalanmışdır və hazırda daha bir neçə ölkə ilə yeni sazişlərin imzalanması istiqamətində Azərbaycan tərəfindən danışıqlar aparılır. Beynəlxalq ticarətdə tarif və qeyri-tarif bariyerlərinin aradan qaldırılması istiqamətində uğurlu siyasət aparılır. Təsadüfi deyildir ki, bu il dərc olunan BMT-nin ticarət prosedurlarının sadələşdirilməsi üzrə qlobal tədqiqatında Azərbaycan 86,2% göstərici ilə MDB ölkələri və region ölkələri Türkiyə, İran, Gürcüstan arasında birinci yerdə qərarlaşmışdır. Bu göstərici ilə ölkəmiz dünya üzrə, inkişaf etmiş ölkələr üzrə, Cənubi və Şərqi Avropa üzrə və Qafqaz və Mərkəzi Asiya üzrə orta göstəriciləri üstələmişdir. Ölkələr arasında qarşılıqlı ticarətin təşviqində rəqəmsal texnologiyaların imkanlarından istifadə getdikcə daha çox əhəmiyyət kəsb edir. Bu kontekstdə biz ölkələrimiz arasında rəqəmsal ticarətin inkişafına diqqət yetirməliyik. Bu il Azərbaycan artıq Türkiyə ilə rəqəmsal ticarət sayəsində əməkdaşlıq haqqında anlaşma memorandumu imzalayıb və bu prosesin digər EAT üzv ölkələri ilə də davam etdirilməsi nəzərdən keçirilə bilər. İstehsal prosesinin 4-cü sənaye inqilabının çağırışlarına mümkün qədər tez uyğunlaşması ölkələrimizin iqtisadiyyatının davamlı inkişafı üçün başqa bir vacib amildir. 30 mart 2021-ci il tarixində Azərbaycan hökuməti ilə Dünya İqtisadi Forumu arasında 4-cü sənaye inqilabı mərkəzləri şəbəkəsinin Azərbaycanda afilə edilmiş mərkəzin yaradılması haqqında sənəd imzalandı və Azərbaycan 4-cü sənaye inqilabı mərkəzi şəbəkəsinə qoşuldu. Bu baxımdan Azərbaycan həm digər üzv dövlətlərdə mövcud olan analoji mərkəzlərlə birgə layihələrin icra edilməsi, həm də öz mərkəzinin imkanlarını digər İslam ölkələrinə təqdim edilməsi yolu ilə bütövlükdə İslam dünyasının 4-cü sənaye inqilabının çağırış və imkanlarına uyğunlaşdırılmasına öz töhfəsini verməyə hazırdır. Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti Cənab İlham Əliyevin 2 fevral 2021-ci il tarixi sərəncamı ilə təsdiq edilmiş və 2021-2030-cu illəri əhatə edən Azərbaycan 2030 sosial-iqtisadi inkişafa dair milli prioritetlər növbəti 10 illikdə ölkənin sosial-iqtisadi inkişafına dair 5 milli prioritetin reallaşdırılmasını nəzərdə tutmuşdur. Milli prioritetlərimizdən biri də işğaldan azad olunmuş ərazilərimizə böyük qayıdışdır. Azad edilmiş ərazilər ciddi iqtisadi potensiala malikdir. Belə ki, bu ərazilərdə sənaye, kənd təsərrüfatı, alternativ enerji, turizm, dağ mədən və nəqliyyat tranzit sahələrində böyük imkanlar mövcuddur. Biz bu ərazilərin iqtisadiyyatın inkişaf etdirilməsi layihələrində dövlət-özəl tərəfdaşlığından geniş şəkildə faydalanmağı planlaşdırırıq. Artıq ET üzv dövlətlərindən bir neçəsinin özəl dairələri bu ərazidəki layihələrlə maraqlanırlar. Bu kontekstdə iqtisadi layihələrin həyata keçirilməsində düşünürük ki, İslam İnkişaf Bankı da fəal rol oynaya bilər. Ölkə iqtisadiyyatına yeni investisiyaların cəlb edilməsi təmin etmək üçün hökumət tərəfindən investorlarla daha əlverişli şəraitin yaradılması yönümündə islahatlar həyata keçirilir. Ölkə ərazisində bir neçə sənaye parkları yaradılmışdır və bu parkların rezidentlərinə vergi və gömrük azad olmaları verilmişdir. Bu yaxınlarda işğaldan azad edilmiş ərazilərdə daha 2 sənaye parkının, Ağdam Sənaye Parkı və Araz Vadisi İqtisadi Sənaye Parkının tikintisi üzrə layihələrə başlanılmışdır. Hörmətli tədbir iştirakçıları, Azərbaycan digər İslam ölkələri ilə əməkdaşlıqda halal qida, halal bankçılıq, halal səyahət istiqamətlərinin inkişaf etdirilməsində maraqlıdır. Bunun üçün ölkəmizdə kifayət qədər maddi və insan resursları, həmçinin istehlakçı bazarı vardır. Digər tərəfdən, halal industriyanın inkişafında maraqlı olan iş adamları da mövcuddur. Bu baxımdan tərəfdaşlarımızı təcrübə və investisiyalarını Azərbaycanda bu sahənin inkişafına yönətməyə təşviq edirik. Diqqətinizə görə təşəkkür edirəm.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for this very insightful speech. Now we move to our second panelist, Mr. Vusal Gazimli, who is the Executive Director for the Center for Economic Reforms in Azerbaijan. Mr. Vusal, maybe before you give us your take on the future economic and trade prospects of the OIC, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the Center for Economic Reforms, so we know a little bit more about this center.
Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to deliver my speech in front of you, and using this opportunity, I would like to extend my gratitude to all co-facilitators, including my friend Orhan Merlin for inviting me, for hosting me. Our Center for Analysis of Economic Reforms and Communication was created by Mr. President 5 years ago. By the way, this is a think and do tank. On one hand, we run research. On the other hand, we run monitoring and evaluation, and we have flagship projects like Enterprise Azerbaijan, Azexport, Digital Trade Hub of Azerbaijan, and one-stop shop for export promotion. So this is just a brief introduction about my center, and if you don't mind, I would like to switch the second part of your question about OIC, economic development perspectives. First of all, let me say that economic contraction in OIC countries last year was moderate as compared with the rest of the world. In other words, the world average. And before this pandemic, the growth rate in OIC countries was predicted at 3.7%. While under pressure of pandemic outbreak, our economy contracted by 1.6%, by the way, slightly above world average. It's good. But on the other hand, the growth rate for this year is projected 4.3%, and next year 4.5%, which are well below or slightly below the world average, and it gives us a chance, opportunity to think about our challenge to shrink this gap and to reach world average. This is a very important issue. At this point, I would like to emphasize the underperformance of our economy, I mean economy of OIC. In current price, the share of OIC countries in global GDP is about 8.2%. And the decline in the share of OIC countries in the total GDP of non-OIC developing countries shows that OIC economies have not demonstrated as good as non-OIC developing countries in pushing forward, increasing their output. This is the major, how to say, message we have to take consideration. The second issue is about divergence. And today, international organizations echo concerns over an increasing divergence while economic recovery continues. And therefore, together with World Bank, OECD, International Monetary Fund, I think OIC should support international cooperation and commitment, first of all, to expedite vaccination. The second issue, careful calibration of domestic policies. And the third one, acceleration of economic growth via transformational reforms. So in other words, according to IMF leader Kristalina Georgieva, we have to, first of all, vaccinate, then calibrate, and the last point, but not least, accelerate. And from that point of view, I really appreciate world community's, how to say, decision, commitment to reach to the goal at least 40% vaccination of population in all countries by the end of this year and 70% by mid-2022. And we should take into consideration this issue and should push forward vaccination because, you know, beyond vaccination, we cannot accelerate or calibrate our domestic policies in OIC countries. And one more important issue is about, how to say, fragmentation of OIC countries. Because look at the OIC, how to say, picture, and you can see that our OIC countries have been fragmented among European Union, Eurasian Union, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, ASEAN, Gulf countries, African Union, so on. And in 2019, the Journal of Economists predicted that the new world will work differently. And today, as well as supply chain interruptions, along with high inflation pressure and supply, how to say, shocks, one more time proves the importance of international cooperation. And the economists even coined new word, globalization. Globalization in meaning is the opposite of globalization. And globalization leads to internal links, deeper links within economic regions. For example, supply chain in America, in Europe, in Asia, are sourcing closer to home. And it means that, intra-regional FDI flows, intra-regional supply chains, intra-regional investment flows prevails globalization. This is new reality for us. And plus, creation of, for example, AUKUS, Australia, UK, US, after Brexit. Trade war between China and United States, and other tensions in world economic order. One more time proves the importance of cooperation among OIC countries. And let me say that today FDI inflows in OIC countries remains lower than non-OIC developing countries. And we have investment gap as well as in infrastructure. And that's why, in order to gain new opportunities through recalibrating this new reality, OIC countries, first of all, should provide economic reforms. First of all, decrease trade costs and provide institutional reforms and transformational reforms, which leads to green development and digital transformation. And the last but not least point, I would like to refer to the book written by me a couple of months ago on economic growth. In my book, I created some cubic Rubik for economic growth. First of all, we have to provide precise diagnoses to identify major constraints, binding constraints in front of OIC countries. And therefore, we need, through deliberation councils, identify our major constraints. By the way, according to presidential decree, now Azerbaijan is in pipeline to compile new socioeconomic development plan. Niyazim Ali mentioned about this plan after completion of strategic roadmaps. And I think we had enough discussion about these new priorities identified by Mr. President. And the second, after, of course, diagnostics, we need to identify our tool. There are two tools, PDIA, problem-driven iterative adaptation, and solution and leader-driven approach. And it depends, of course. Both methodology have been introduced by Harvard University by my professor, Ricardo Hausmann and Matt Andrews. And I think in case of our countries, we have to prefer problem-driven iterative adaptation approach. Problems should drive us. And we should iterate each time in order to identify major constraints at every stage and then push forward our economic growth. And the last point, when we speak about OIC challenge perspectives, we should identify the level of, policy. It might be international, for example, in international level, OIC countries or OIC structures, as a voice of Islamic world, should take into consideration international commitments to transformational issues. In regional, for example, level, we have to take into account other issues like regionalism. In local level, I think globalization is very important. We should bring global ideas to local level and localize these ideas, as well as green economy and digital transformation. which are very important in front of our countries. And of course, national and sectoral level. So, first of all, diagnostics. And diagnostics might cover a lot of issues: institutional, cultural, geographical, and so on. Then we have to identify tool, either PDIA, problem-driven iterative adaptation, or solution and leader-driven approach. And the last point, we have to identify the level of implementation of this policy. So this is just brief introduction from my side. If you will have other questions, it will be my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vusal. You had really very important messages and emphasis on the issues of reform, transformation, regionalism, and localization. Really, all those perspectives were really insightful for us. Now I would like to move to Mr. Guzhan Gulay, who is the Executive Vice President of Istanbul Stock Exchange. So the floor is yours, Mr. Guzhan.
Thank you very much. Well, first of all, I would like to start my words with some expressing my feelings in Turkish, and then I will just move to the English as a presentation. Öncelikle bütün Hazirun'u Kıbrıslı bir Türk olarak en içten duygularla selamlamak istiyorum. Bu anlamlı ve özel konferansta ve etkinlikte bulunmak benim için çok özel ve çok ayrı bir duygu. Hepinize çok teşekkür ediyorum. Özellikle organizasyonda bu kadar emeği geçen herkese, bütün komitelerimize. Dediğim gibi gerçekten burada olmak benim için ayrı bir onur, ayrı bir gurur. Özellikle de Karabağ'a gidecek olmak, hani bir Kıbrıslı Türk olarak benim için çok daha anlamlı oldu. İnşallah yarın da en güzel şekilde geleceği için Karabağ'ın elimizden gelen en güzel şeyleri yapar. Orayı da kalkındırmak için en güzel hamleleri birlikte atarız. Well, thanks for my giving me the Turkish expression of my feelings, and now I would like to move to the organization of Islamic Cooperation Exchanges Forum, and just tell you some, give you some insights about what we are doing there and what are our working areas, and would like to just make a small presentation for you to give you some insights about what is going on the OIC Forum. First, I would like to express my feelings, my delightness to represent Borsa Istanbul in the Azerbaijan Investment and Culture Summit today. And I would like to thank to Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum and Small and Medium Business Development Agency for organization. And as I said before, I would like to give some insights about the organization of Islamic Cooperation Exchanges Forum and its activities to you. Well, the forum was established in 2005 and with the initiative of Standing Committee on Economic and Commercial Cooperation of the Organization of Islamic Corporations, which is COMSEC. And the main aim to establish this organization is the establishment of the framework of cooperation within the exchanges and post-trade institutions of the COMSEC. And Borsa Istanbul acts as the coordinator of the forum. The forum brings together the exchanges, post-trade, and other relevant institutions. As the forum secretariat, Borsa Istanbul aims to strengthen the communication among these exchanges and also the OIC countries, and serve a bridge to facilitate a wide range of multilateral projects together. For example, we have recently launched the S&P OIC COMSEC Sharia 50 Index, and as Ziraat Portfolio, we have just launched a new fund, investment fund, and we are going to give the good news about the issuance of the fund in a few weeks' time. And also we believe that the economic and trade prospects of the OIC region is certainly bright and full of opportunities. So if you want to realize these, we must insist on collaboration. So we believe OIC Exchanges Forum demonstrates a great example of effort in this direction. And with the help of the platforms, such as OIC Exchange Forum and many others, under the leadership of COMSEC and elsewhere throughout the region, we will be certainly able to increase the intra-OIC and intra-OIC capital flows and OIC trade. So Borsa Istanbul is keen on contributing these critical objectives together with the inviting of all institutions in the OIC to explore collaboration modalities bilaterally and through multilateral platforms. So I would like to just jump to my presentation if it is possible. Gentlemen.
Of course.
Well, they should just have it on the...
Yes.
Is it possible?
If the technical people can present the presentation on the screen behind.
Yes. Well, thank you. Well, I would like to just go through what we are going to go in the limited time that we have. We are going to have an overview, the task force on precious metals, on sustainability, and on indices. And next, please. Should I wait for the... Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. What we do to just give an overview about what is going on in the OIC Exchanges Forum. Well, we publish annually the statistics reports, and the last report belongs to 2020. And we have some exchange newsletters. These are published quarterly. And we have some best practice solutions, which we, as a part of the forum, we just have these on the agenda annually, which enables the OIC countries and exchanges to share their own experiences, successes, and lessons, and facilitate the peer-to-peer learning among the OIC countries. So this gives the opportunity to make some knowledge transfer to each other throughout the exchange forum. And also we have some capacity building programs, and these are annually during the forum and throughout the year, which aims to increase the knowledge and members on specific issues related to the capital markets throughout the trainings by the qualified experts and academicians. For example, this year on OIC 2021, we had Mehmet Asutay as a lecturer in the Durham University in United Kingdom. And he has just given a very valuable and detailed explanation on the social and green investing, Islamic impact, social and green investing. So to just go into some details about what we are doing as the forum, if we would just take the topic of precious metals, we have facilitated the establishment of an OIC gold exchange, and this aims to just, the final target is to establish a OIC gold exchange, but since 2014, we had just taken several steps about the exchange, but unfortunately, although we had two technical reports in 2015 and 2016, there has been some problems about just gathering together and making out a gold exchange, because one of the main important problems about what is going on there, or what is the basics of the exchange, is the difficulties in the physical gold transfer. and also the responsible sourcing and all the other money issues, unfortunately, has just been prevented the OIC exchange forum to establish a effective and detailed gold exchange. So to overcome the exchange problem and the transfer of the gold physically, we have just jumped into another solution, which we call BIGA, which is 1 gram altın, 1 gram gold. So this BIGA is a transfer system based on the blockchain, which I'm sure that the startups is now just listening to us. What are they doing as a blockchain here? And so what is this BIGA is based on is the transfer opportunity of the physical gold in some crypto form, which is a stable coin, and this coin might be transferred among the Turkish banks in 24 hours time, in 7 days a week. So this would just overcome the transfer of the gold physically to some accounts from one to the other. So now what we are doing is that just to try to have a new gold market, which is going to be the bigger market. So everybody would be able to buy gold from there on 24/7 basis and might be able to transfer that into the other accounts whenever they like. So we are trying to overcome all the physical and all the other difficulties that we have or we face in just establishing a gold exchange in between the OIC countries. So these are the details for the precious metals, and I would just delightfully answer whatever you like. There I saw you're taking notes. And the other one is the index, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what we are trying to establish is the S&P OIC COMSEC 50 Sharia Index, which we have launched in 2012 as a benchmark. So this benchmark index just creates us an opportunity to have some products, some financial products over this index. So this is a designed index which has the Sharia compliant benchmark and measures the performance of the leading countries, leading companies of the OIC countries. So, and the exchanges are expected to promote these index in their jurisdictions. So, with the beginning of the calculation of the index, the focus has been shifted to develop a financial instrument based on the index in order to facilitate attracting further investments to the OIC capital markets. So after several years of efforts, we have just come to a point that Ziraat Portföy, which is a company owned by Ziraat Bank in Turkey, Ziraat Portföy has just launched the investment fund, the trading fund over the, an index fund, in fact, on the S&P index. And it has been introduced in 2019. And unfortunately, maybe one of the main topics that we have to talk about here is that the difficulties in the trading and settlement problems, they are trying to overcome these problems. And now the Citibank and Clearstream has just opened the accounts, and Mubashir, with the help of the İşbank's corporation İşinvest, has just finished the accounts to be opened. And finally, Ziraat Portföy is currently trying on the final operation hurdles between the between the countries to overcome the, to issue the fund shares in a short period. And about the sustainability, and for the final topic, the task force has been established which identified calculation of the OIC Sustainability Index as its first priority. And with the close cooperation in previous years, S&P has been identified as the preferred index calculator for the OIC Sustainability Index. So the environmental, social, and governance scores of the OIC companies was chosen as the basis for the index calculation. So the ESG is going to be much more important for the OIC form for the future. And the S&P Global is currently working on preparing a calculation about the ESG index for the OIC exchanges. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Guzhan. Really, it is quite impressive, the amount of initiatives and programs that Istanbul Stock Exchange is undertaking under the umbrella of COMSEC. Today we learned a lot about the OIC exchange forums, the gold exchange, the Sharia index, and the sustainability index. Really very innovative solutions and approaches. So I really want to congratulate the Istanbul Stock Exchange on this spirit.
Thank you very much. This is one of our main topics, and we value a lot about this forum. So we will try to give maximum effort in the future. So that's a promise from me, at least.
Thank you very much. Well, here I have maybe just a couple of questions. The time we have a little time left, so maybe we can ask a couple of questions. I would like by maybe asking questions to Mr. Vusal. Really, you said something that really caught my attention and left a mark on my thinking, which you said the new world will work differently. And that's really a very deep insight. In your opinion, do you think OIC countries are prepared for this new world that will work differently?
Teşekkür ederim suala göre. Biz Türklerin ürəyi böyükdür. Yəni 4 Türk oturub amma İngiliscə danışırıq. İcazə versəydiniz öz Türkçəmizə keçərdik. Onsuz da tərcümə var. 57 deməli İslam Əməkdaşlıq Təşkilatının üzvü var və təsəvvür edin ki, bu 57 üzv elə bir coğrafiyada formalaşıb ki, bayaq qeyd elədiyimiz kimi burada Cənub-Şərqi Asiyada ASEAN, daha sonra Şanxay Əməkdaşlıq Təşkilatı, Avrasiya İttifaqı, Avropa Birliyi, Körfəz Birliyi və Afrikada Afrika İttifaqı başda olmaq şərtindən bir neçə birlik. Və belə geniş bir coğrafiyada, hələ mən iqtisadi birlikləri deyirəm və bunun yanı sıra hərbi, siyasi birliklərdə də İslam Konferans Əməkdaşlıq Təşkilatına daxil olan dövlətlər belə deyək ki, səpələnmişlər, belə yumşaq şəkildə desək və belə böyük bir coğrafiyada müxtəlif hərbi, siyasi, iqtisadi bloklarda təmsil olunmaqla bərabər, amma onları birləşdirən bir dəyər, İslam dəyəri çox vacibdir və təsadüfi deyil ki, bu təşkilatın OIC-nin deməli, əsas devizi İslam dünyasının səsi olmaqdır. Və bu baxımdan mən düşünürəm ki, müxtəlif burada təşəbbüslər irəli sürmək lazımdır və bu təşəbbüslər əlbəttə mən o fikirdə deyiləm ki, bu dövlətlərin deyək ki, indi təmsil olunduqları hərbi, siyasi, iqtisadi bloklardakı maraqlarını üstələyəcək və yaxud da milli maraqlarını üstələyəcək. Bu barədə ümumiyyətlə indi danışmaq tezdir. Amma hansı yerə qədər ola bilərsə, biz xüsusən də ki, məsələn, dünən biz çox yaxşı bir konferans təşkil elədik. KOBİA və İslam Bankı İqtisadi İslahatların Təhlili Kommunikasiya Mərkəzi birlikdə İslam maliyyəsi ilə bağlı, sukukla bağlı və mən düşünürəm ki, İslam bondları, İslam sığortası, risklərin bölüşdürülməsi və digər bu kimi İslam iqtisadiyyatına aid olan alətlər bizi birləşdirən dəyərlər ola bilər. Biz bunların üzərində daha yaxşı, rahat fikirləşə bilərik. Məsələn, nəzərə alanda ki, bax, bu 57 dövlətin bu saat ən çox ehtiyac duyduğu sərmayədir, investisiyadır. Və İslam maliyyə alətlərindən istifadə edərək biz rahat şəkildə həmin sərmayəni cəlb edə bilərik. Və bu günləri Malaziyanın, Qazaxıstanın və bir sıra Türkiyənin özünün bu sahədə uğurlu bir təcrübəsi vardır. Ki, mən düşünürəm ki, biz dünən məsələsi sukuku müzakirə elədik və indi Niyazi müəllim də qeyd elədi. Deyək ki, Qarabağda biz bərpa işləri aparırıq. Və orada public-private partnership, dövlət-özəl əməkdaşlığı nöqteyi nəzərindən mən düşünürəm ki, İslam maliyyəsinin çox böyük imkanları var. Çox böyük imkanları var. Və ona görə də biz bilirsiniz, burada nə maksimalist məqsədlər qoymaq lazım deyil ki, biz elə bu 57 dövləti bütün məsələlərdə bir araya gətirib bir istiqamətə düzəcək. Bu mümkün deyil. Və nə də ki, belə deyək ki, İslamın səsini çatdıran, İslam dövlətlərinin səsini çatdıran bir təşkilatın disfunksional olmasına da razı olmalı deyilik. Və mən düşünürəm ki, bax, bu İslam maliyyəsi, İslam iqtisadiyyatı məhz bu nöqteyi nəzərdən çox vacib bir məsələdir. Bir də icazənizlə bir məsələni də qeyd etmək istəyirəm ki, bu da indiki halda nəqliyyat, logistika məsələləridir. Və xüsusən də nəzərə almaq lazımdır ki, bu İslam coğrafiyası, xüsusən də ki, bu 57 dövlət Avrasiyada, əsasən də Avrasiyada formalaşmaqla həm Böyük İpək yolunun şərq-qərb, həm də ki, şimal-cənub dəhlizlərinin üzərində yerləşir və bugün də biz əsas çağırış kimi deməli, zəncirlərin, təchizat zəncirləri, supply chainlərin deməli, problemlərindən danışırıq ki, təchizat zəncirlərində ciddi problem var. Və mən düşünürəm ki, bax, bu təşkilat OIC xüsusən də ki, nəqliyyat, logistika infrastrukturlarının üzərində təchizat zəncirlərinin qurulması, dəyər zəncirlərinin yaradılması, qlobal dəyər zəncirlərinə qoşulma və eyni zamanda regional dəyər zəncirlərinin yaradılması baxımından çox böyük işlər görə bilər.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vussal. Maybe I also would like to give the floor to Mr. Guzhan. When Mr. Vussal was speaking, you were nodding your head in agreement. Maybe you would like to also add your perspective on the same subject.
Sorry, may I get it again, please?
On the same subject, or maybe more specifically, on the future of economic and trade in the OIC member countries, do you feel optimistic or are you pessimistic? Where do you stand and why?
Well, although there has been lots of problems in the way that we were trying to build up that fund and index and everything, I'm very optimistic about this topic because I'm sure that this has been some experience for us. And as our contributors just put on, is that we do have the power, we do have the capital, and we do have the intelligence to do everything that the world can do. So what we have to do is just try to communicate, try to work, and try to build up together. So this summit is so important for us that this is one of the points that we are starting at. So unfortunately, the OIC countries has always been in trouble in all the ways, but now we have to just come together and we have to work together and we have to overcome all the problems that we face on the way. For example, this S&P 50 Sharia index has been a great success for all the OIC countries, and although it has taken 2 years for Ziraat portfolio to overcome the problems, they did in the end. I mean, it just takes time. So it's a question of time. So if you would believe in and if you would just try, I'm sure that we are going to overcome all the obstacles that we have on the way. So I'm very optimistic.
Thank you for that. Your optimism is contagious and motivational and inspirational. Thank you for that. Maybe son söz Sayın Bakan Yardımcımıza veririz. Son mesaj vermek isterseniz genel bir mesaj memnun oluruz.
Elbette bizim bugün müzakere çok önemli problemlerle alakalıdır ve ben xüsusən mənim həmkarım və dostum Vüsal müəllimin qeyd etdiyi məsələlər üzərində qısaca dayansam, əlbəttə biz böyük bir iqtisadi məkanıq, ilk növbədə. Təbii ki, siyasi fərqlər var, siyasi problemlərin həllinə fərqli yanaşmalar var. Ancaq biz həqiqətən əməkdaşlığımızı birgə dəyərlər üzərində qurmalıyıq. Və düşünürəm ki, gələcək məhz bunun üzərindədir. Teşekkür ederim.
Thank you very much. Here, this takes us to the end of this panel. Here I would like to thank the panelists so much for their time, for their valuable time. Also, I would like to thank the audience for being with us today. Now, this takes us to the end of the third panel, which is the last panel of the day. And now we're going to move to the startup boosters. So thank you very much. Thank you.
We will have the timer, so please follow the timer. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we're starting with the startup boosters. Please take your seats. We are asking all the investors to join us for these startup pitches. Momentum R&D, please. Stage is yours. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Erdem, and we are Momentum. Karayel, the name of our product, is a small-scale shrouded wind turbine. It's offering free and clean energy from wind. At off-grid base stations, there is an energy problem. Energy need from diesel generators at off-grid base stations, so it's high operational cost, maintenance cost, and variable fuel costs. In 5 years, about $100,000 is pulled by the diesel generator at each base station. Our solution, Karayel, has a unique shroud and blade geometry. It has no gearbox. We are using direct drive technology. 3 times increase in when we look at the advantages, our advantages, 3 times increase in output power, optimum efficiency in low speeds, 20+ years design life cycle, maintenance free, reduced noise level, It's a library silent product. We are touching 5 goals from Sustainable Development Goals. The milestones we are established in 2014. Despite of the pandemic, in 2020 we have sold our first product to Enerjisa, the energy giant of Turkey. And in 2021 we are increasing the sales of also we are working on the mobile application and remote monitoring and control system. Our customer segment is mobile operators, off-grid base stations. When we look at the market size, 1 million off-grid base stations in the world and 15,000 off-grid base stations in Turkey. We are targeting in 3 years, $18 million with 4% market share. When we look at the go-to-market strategy, our revenue model, direct marketing and market segmentation. Penetration strategy is standardization, direct export, and dealership to tower companies. Competitors of Karayel is diesel generators, solar power plants, and conventional wind turbines. We are positioning ourselves at high power generation and low cost regime. Our references are Enerjisa Üretim, and our team is full of engineers and marketing specialists. We are completing each other very well. And thank you listening for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you. And right now we're moving to Okuyan. Please, stage is yours.
So, hello everybody. My name is Emraslan Başlı. I am one of the co-founders of Okuyan online examination platform. So, this is the content of the presentation. Let's get started. The problem is there is almost no solid online examination platform that organizations, schools, or courses can use to evaluate their students or employees' knowledge on certain subject. So, the solution is Okuyan. Okuyan is an online examination platform where everyone can attend in exams and also create an exam. And teachers and also courses, organizations can create paid exams to make it as a passive income. So you can use it from anywhere, desktop, tablets, applications from mobile. And market size is huge. The numbers shown here is for Azerbaijan market. So as you can see, 1.5 million students are currently studying in primary, middle, and high schools in Azerbaijan. 200,000 students are studying in universities, and 150,000 teachers are officially registered in Ministry of Education. This is a huge market, and I am not even counting the people who are preparing for SAT, IELTS, GRE, GMAT type exams, which is a huge market in global and as well as in Azerbaijan. So business model has 3 different revenue streams. First one is premium exam commissions. We take certain amount of commission from paid exams. Second one is subscription model. We sell Okuyan as a B2B solution to be used as an internal testing software for organizations to evaluate their employees' knowledge, or as an evaluation tool for courses in education industry. So other platforms currently in competition, Azerbaijan has almost no alternative to Okuyan, but in global market we have very serious competitors, yet we have a very distinct, unique selling points from them, which we believe make us very unique and differentiate us from them in the global market. You can create any type of exam, like essays, video exams, as well as you can add recordings, everything. You can literally build any category exams in Okuyan. So we have been in production for 4 months, and so far we have 14,000 users, and more than 50% of that users came in the last 30 days. So we are in the exponential growth right now. And more than 300 teachers and courses have already been registered in Okuyan. So in the roadmap, our main purpose is to go global and make the Okuyan a bigger success. So in the first place, we have to be a successful company in Azerbaijan. Then we will go to global, and then we can convert the Okuyan to a much bigger LMS system. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the presentation. It was great. Thank you. We are moving with Murmur. Please, stage is yours, 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Chingiz Mehtev, and I'm an investor in the company of Murmur that I would like to present you today. So basically, Murmur is an American-based startup, and is a computer vision-based analytics platform for the outdoor advertising. The problem that during our research, we faced that most outdoor advertisers make their decisions by either guessing or using their gut, and they will be either wrong or they have to be just lucky to get a right advertisement to the right targeted clients. So most brands measure different metrics like daily effective calculations or opportunity to contact. And it's hard to be really sophisticated and hard to create a sophisticated platform based on those metrics. So our solution at Murmur, so we built an analytics platform for marketing. The platform shows segmented audiences on street in real time, shows ads to the targeted audiences, and provides metrics like views, conversion, engagement, and behaviors. So as we continue to penetrate organizations, we will build software to bring data into indoor clients as well. And it's going to be like screens inside the stores, restaurants, and magazines. So basically, this software able to monitor and collect the data and analyze data on the streets, and then be able to give all this information to our clients. Based on this information, the clients will be able to get, like at the point, at the right moment, right information. So in their offices, the client will get our dashboard, will get real-time information all the time, and they will know that where and at what time, where, what kind of customers viewed their advertisement, engaged with their product, with their sites, or there's a conversion or audiences. So this is a vision-based, sophisticated analytical system. So outdoor targeting that we have can be also retargeting from the outdoor to the online, which makes our product unique. Let me skip. This is how much we charge our clients. So
if you're raising, please mention how much do you raise.
Yeah, we're raising, right now we raised $150,000, and we're raising $500,000 more for our project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
So we're moving with post-hub. Please, stage is yours. Please follow the timer.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali Al-Barasni. I'm CEO and co-founder of PostHub outside of Jordan. Okay, PostHub is peer-to-peer shipping company. The problem we want to solve is basically traditional express shipping, which high tariff with long waiting, with expensive shipping is getting into the doors. With the seasons of Christmas and New Year's, we can see more extreme exchange in supply chain and the delays and the lag of express shipping. Our solution is basically peer-to-peer crowd shipping, shared economy built over a blockchain technology. And we choose blockchain for several reasons: to cut the cost by the third, and to have more reliable system, to offer more marketplace for freelancers and SMEs to operate in the gig economy. It's simple. We have our app where senders and the travelers can communicate with each other and can ask for shipments from outside, or you can reach out for carriers inside your country to do your day-to-day shipment. Our technology is built on two sides. One side is the main post-hub database, and the other side is the blockchain technology where the smart contracts are being built. And we are using also blockchain technology in the transaction to reduce transaction fees and overcome monetary system complications. Our market size, we are operating in one of the biggest market sizes in the world, logistic market size for express shipping, worth of 400 billion. And in the MENA region alone, we are talking about 80 billion, 8 billion for MENA region, and our market share is around $174 million. Competition is a lot. It's a matter of time before another Uber come and capitalize our market. We have the experienced team to take over this. It's according to George Baldwin, who said life after Google in his book, and it's a blockchain rise economy and the decrease and the elimination of big data companies. And that's what we believed in. We want investors who are willing to take a risk in a simple business model, in SaaS business model. And go to market, we start in Jordan to MENA, and then we go worldwide globally. Our team is basically plus 50 years of experience, and we are from all over the world. We worked in unicorn startups all over the place, and we are asking to raise for $1.2 million to continue our 24-month runaway for our technology. Thank you so much, and hopefully see you in the booth afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. It's okay, it's okay. So we have Psych Reality. Please, Bilal.
Can I ask everybody, please raise your hand if you are afraid of spiders, snakes, heights, or dogs? Now raise your hand if you have seen a psychologist to treat it. No one. One fact, WHO says more than 7% of the whole world is suffering from mental illnesses, but only 1 in 10 gets treated. There are traditional ways, which is CBT, but it has a lot of problems. And we, as a Psych Reality, are addressing those problems. And these are the solutions we are addressing against those individual problems. This is a video, what is making us different. Real video. In this, you would see a person is walking outside the house. I think the video is not playing. I have a booth there, which has a real VR headset, and you can experience how a real dog in that video, and you can walk around. We are the first one in the whole world to use that video for psychology treatments, for the phobias and fears. Our clinical trials have proved more than 90% improvement and betterments in patients, and they were done in Vienna, in Austria. Our business model is B2B, and we will be charging only €7. We have partnered with corporates from the world, NHS in the UK, and then Saudi German Hospital Group in the Middle East, and Middle East Psychological Association. Our market size is quite large, but we are targeting only less than 1% of the available market to start with. Our competitors, we stand tall against our competition because of haptic technology. In the video, dog comes at you, and when it comes and you pet the dog, you would really feel the sensation on your body. The same way a snake on your skin or a spider on your skin, you will feel it in real life. That's how we are working on. This is our team. I have already exited one startup, and in between us, average 18 years is the experience amongst every individual in their respective industry. We are looking at 3 million in total, and these are few of the awards we have won around the world, and we have patent granted of the whole process on this technology. That's me, Bilal Awan from Psych Reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'm inviting everyone to come and to check your demo. I think it will be very impressive. So we're moving with the robot for work, please. Stage is yours. You'll have 3 minutes.
Assalamu alaikum, hello, and guten Abend from Germany. My name is Saif Ali. I've come here to introduce my company, Robot for Work, if it works. Yeah. So Robot for Work is a robot as a service company. We rent, we lease, and we sell robots as your new co-workers or new employees. Here you can see some of our robots at their new daily jobs. And here is our robot Lily. She's presenting at Retail and Brand Experience World Congress in Barcelona as a presenter herself with my co-founder. So why did we come here? Why do we need robot workers or robot co-workers, robot employees? Well, we all are very well aware of the current employee life cycle, from hiring to retention to firing, and the higher cost of hiring them, and the management overhead, and of course the limited working hours that we're allowed to let them work. But that's not the case with robots. They can work 24/7 and be happy about it. So what's the solution? But anyways, our solution is a 24/7 working robot that does not ask for any pay, does not ask for any vacations, and is happy to work as long as you give it energy. So, and yes, and it is digitally connected to your CRM, your payments and everything, and it maintains a constant quality of service, so no more sad days or moody days of your employees, and it is able to communicate in more than 40 languages. But that's not it. We also want the robot to be not just user-friendly, but also human-friendly. That's why we invest a lot in human resource and human robot interaction, as we call it, HRI. So the market is big. It is supposed to be, or predicted to be, 8 billion by 2025. So we should be seeing a lot more robots working with us in the near future. As you can see, we travel a lot. Competition is quite stiff, but we differentiate ourselves. Like I said, we focus more on the experience between our robots and their coworkers and their customers. So this is why you will see robots working even in governmental agencies, as you can see here. Business model, like I said, we sell these robots or we rent these robots at a subscription. We can offer you extra services, customization, and maintenance, including support. Our focus is now on introducing more sophisticated artificial intelligence that will help us take this even further. We have traction. We have customers like Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, among others. We have currently invested, or we have bootstrapped with $100,000, and we're looking to raise $500,000 to take this even further. This is very unstable. But not just money. We also are looking for partnerships. So we just signed a partnership with the industrial zone in China, and if you need some robot workers, or if you want to talk to one of them, please reach out to us here.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Okay. It seems to work fine. I mean, so we're moving with Salubata, please. Okay. Yes, this is forward, right? And please follow the timer. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good day to you. And if you notice today, I'm wearing two different shoes. If you look at my feet, I'm wearing two different shoes. And I'll tell you why. And now, my name is Fela, and I'm the CEO and also a co-founder at the brand Salubata. And at Salubata, our mission is to invent lifestyle technologies that help people and the planet. And so to date, we've bootstrapped, and we currently have over an average of $10,000 in monthly recurring revenues, and have over 1,400 shoes sold. We've also gone ahead to further validate our course by winning at global, national, and international competitions. And so we saw a huge market opportunity in the global footwear market, particularly in the sustainable footwear market. By 2027, this will be about 12 billion. We are looking at taking about 1.2 billion of this footwear market share. Now, the plastic plague itself has come here to stay, and so what do we do about it? And so at Salubata, we are converting this plastic waste to shoes. And so it cost us $20 in total to make these shoes and sell at $60. And so to these end customers, and so for an extra shoe you are going to get, and so I brought another flap for you. This is the extra shoe. And so if you look at my feet, you'll see that I can readily change this brown to the black. I will do the demo afterwards. And so because we also realize that the downward impact of these pollutants affect the people in the underserved communities the most, particularly the women, we have decided to commit 5% of our profit to the cost of empowering women in these communities. And so here are the value propositions. And so aside the fact that the shoes are made from plastic waste, they are also modular. They are breathable, and so it allows constant aeration. So it prevents your feet from smelling, so you don't need to wear extra socks. And so you can see I'm not wearing socks. And so you can readily throw them inside your washing machine just like your clothes. And so you're also spending less buying these shoes. And so for every shoe you purchase, you'll be contributing to offsetting about 12.66 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent. That means that's like an equivalent of running your washing machine for about 5 times in a day. And so beyond that, in shoe manufacturing, it costs about 70% of manufacturing energy invested in sole manufacturing. And so compared with our competitors such as Adidas and Rotis, that also make shoes from plastic waste, it costs us about 30% of energy, manufacturing energy, to do that. And so we are clean tech. And so for us, we are a team with core competence in customer acquisition and design. So we've done this before. And so here are our team and key advisors. And this is our last slide. We currently have a patent on this invention. And we also have a shoe sizing app known as SoulFitter. And we're currently raising a seed fund of 1 million. And we're currently scaling in Europe. We're really hoping to have partners such as you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Salubata. It was very impressive. Okay, so you're changing it. Okay.
I am going to do a demo of this product for you. You can readily replace this sole with the shoe with another upper. And we're the only ones doing this in the world, in the whole world.
Let me take the mic. Thank you.
So I'll just take this.
You just dip it, right? Okay, it's very impressive. Thank you for the presentation. It was really cool. So Sense More, we have Sense More on stage, please. Clicker is over there. Clicker is here. Okay.
Hi everyone, this is Janaksu from SenseMore. The pain we solve is the machine malfunctions in manufacturing lines. This is a pain, because in a factory, up to 800 hours unexpected downtimes can occur. And this can cost even $22,000 per minute, not for an hour or day, just 4 minutes. And also, it causes 20% productivity loss, just due to machine malfunctions at that lines. The solution we do is end-to-end predictive maintenance solution to analyze machine health before these malfunctions occur. What we do is just listed in this scheme. First, we do analyze what our customers needed. And in all these sectors listed here, from automotive, energy, pharmaceutical to FMCG and machine tool production, we analyze what they need. And then we provide them modular solutions. For example, not all the motors are rotating at the same speed. Or maybe they are working with press machines and vibration or temperature is always high. We differentiate these things, and with our cloud app and AI tools, we automatically send them what is wrong with their machines before they malfunction. And we do it 2 to 4 months ago before this all occurs. And these are all AI-based and all made by us. And also we can integrate all the other softwares like MES, CRP, etc. Our sensors and software are used now in 9 countries, including Turkey, Poland, Germany, US, Pakistan, and Taiwan, and also Russia. Hope that Azerbaijan will be in this list soon. And also we are working with some global companies like Ford, Mitsubishi, Tech Data, Bosch, and Beko. Yeah, our revenue models is, let's say, we have 2 types. One is traditional, just Salix sensors and SaaS for software, and also PaaS, and has sensor sale, just subscriptions for both sensors and the software. And now we are growing with our partners, distributors, and also increasing our brand recognition now. Predictive maintenance market is approximately 32% CAGR. It is really growing high. And the global market is approximately $28.2 billion. The SEM for it is 6.7, and SOM is $236 million in 2026.
Unfortunately, we're running off time, so
Okay.
if you have the,
This is the competition.
investment slide, please
Okay.
just move to investment slide.
Okay, these are recent updates from us. Now we are going with Plug and Play, Philip Morris, Bind, and Beko. And also, we are looking for investment about $500,000 for 10% for 18 months runway.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's all
Thank
for
you. Okay, so the last startup for this pitching session is Sigma Aero. Please, stage is yours. Please follow the timer.
Hello, my name is Adilet, and I came from Kyrgyzstan. And our product is about Sigma Aero. It's related to aviation. It is, to be short, about the co-founders. I have an aviation background. I have graduated from aviation in Turkey. I worked in aviation. And also the another founder is a computer engineer and the founder of other various startups. Product description, this product is about the retrieving data from the flight data recorder of the aircraft and analyzing to prevent some safety occurrences in the future, to identify some hazards during the flight. So it looks like that the raw data that nobody can read it, we can process it, we can decode it, transform it, and in an understandable format, we can, airlines can see their data, how the flight was performed, and other safety occurrences that may bring some, undesired occurrences. So, for example, here, how many flights, how many occurrences like hard landing, engine vibration or temperature of the engine temperature exceedance, and so on. When it happened, like in approach, during the takeoff. And also we can fully visualize the flight, how the flight was performed, how the pilot performed, For example, they are like altitude, airspeed, ground speed, engine temperature, all the data is included, and flight safety officers and airline officials can, after the flight, see how it was performed and identify some issues to prevent something serious in the future. So milestones from idea in 2019, we already analyzed flights, and in 2023, we plan to achieve 200 aircrafts. There is a companies, for example, Pratt & Whitney works, helps us in decoding the data. It's an American company from the aircraft, and we have an access to Airbus technical library to get knowledge about the aircraft and how to work with that. And also we are the winner of the national startup in Kyrgyzstan, and we are financed and supported from the government. And that aircraft's picture is one of the aircrafts that we analyze and work on now. There are the competitors. If you notice that most of the competitors are in Europe or UK, and not most of the airlines, small and medium-sized airlines in, I don't know, in Asia or Africa can afford these big amounts of money. So we want to make it affordable for all the airlines to use this kind of IT technologies to prevent things. And this is our team thinking. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you. It was very impressive. So if anybody has questions to the startups, please, you can always find the startups in the startup booths. That's all for today in general. So we are closing today's session. And I would love to invite all the startups and investors to join me right now for the quick intro. So we will have icebreakers with the investors. Yes, please join me. Just come here. Yeah. Thank you. And all the startups, please.
you.